I'll teach you what clothes to wear, how to do your hair, little ways to flirt and flounce.
You're sing-talking me.
I love sing-talking.
Why do you sing-talk me?
Because everything someone says connects to a lyric in my brain, and then my brain has to go, sing it.
I do
Sing
sing
it
it
now.
and you have got on to me like, Melody, you don't need to break out into song.
I don't think
as soon as someone says
anyone
a
needs to
lyric.
break out in song unless they're on a stage with the spotlight. I don't think there's ever a time to where you should look at someone in their eyes
Tell us,
and instead of just talking to them, you start singing at them. And because when you sing talk someone, you are paralyzing them. Because like what you just did to me, try it again. You were singing something. What were you singing at me?
I'm looking for a mind at work.
How do you stop that?
You just
join.
Yeah. No. That's so true. Okay, first of all life's a stage and all the people are merely players. And if some lyric pops into your head, you just sing it.
No,
okay.
I have lyrics pop into my head all the time. And
then you're boring.
And I might sing. I might be in the shower and sing, might be driving in the car. But when you get home from work and we're just talking, I don't just look at in your eyes and just bust out into chorus. Because when you do that, you kind of paralyze the person because you can't really interrupt. It's one way. Like a conversation, someone might be speaking, but at any moment you could be like, yeah, totally. But you can't do that when someone's sing-talking you. They just hold you there and they just paralyze you and they're just singing at you. And you just have to wait for the song to be over.
Yeah.
And then even then, how do you respond? Great, that's a good job. You sang in the original key of the track.
You do know you're married to Miranda Hart, right?
Yeah.
There is an entire episode of her show.
No one knows who that is.
I don't care. She is in a meeting to join the military because her mom doesn't approve of her owning a joke store. And the man in the military office says a line of a song. And so it triggers in her brain and she starts sing-talking. And then it does one of those fadeaway cuts, several moments later.
Yeah.
She's there on the desk singing. And I don't ever take it that far. I'm not full on schmigadooning my life.
Whoa,
However,
what?
I do sing talk and I am okay with that. I don't do it in public, but I'll definitely do it to you.
I get sing talked constantly, and I'm a musician, study music in school, did music for a living. Being around musicians, they will sing talk you all the time. Have you heard that new song? They don't hit you with a title of the song or a couple of lyrics. They're like, have you heard that song? Da, da, da. And they just bust out, and then you're just waiting for the song to be over. You just got your own little performance right there. And and then when you're done, you're like, yeah, that's a good song.
You should be grateful that we have blessed you with private performances.
Oh, I get it.
And I also would posit that maybe you're not a real musician if you don't enjoy that, but you don't sing.
Yeah.
That's not your thing.
But
you you are support for the entire song, but not a singer. You've never been a singer.
No, I'm a musician.
Have grown up watching musical after musical, real life, movies, TV, love it. I love all of it. And I love to sing. Am I a good singer? Probably not.
I think you're a great singer.
But
sing talking has nothing to do with the quality or the level. It is easier to receive the sing talking if the sing talker has a great voice, which you do. That makes it easier. But I am a musician. I wouldn't just be like, hey, have you heard that song? And go grab my guitar and play 1 minute and 30 seconds of just a guitar staring at you in your eyes.
But maybe you should.
No, that's not how.
I would love that.
No, you say, hey, would you mind if I performed a song for you? To which 99% of the time I'd be like, please don't.
Well, I gave birth to another sing talker and we gave her several forms of microphone for Christmas.
The littlest one. Melody, you don't sing talk people. You're talking about the little one.
Mel does it occasionally, but the little baby, she loves a sing talk. She gets up on the fireplace. Excuse me, I have an announcement. And then she'll just sing whatever song comes into her head that she makes up. And it's amazing.
If you don't pay attention, she'll, I'm cooking. She's like, Dad, I'm not done. And it's the full presentation. And I'll set for a full show, but she's also 6.
Well, I'm not making you sit down and listen to 10 minutes of me sing talking. It's like, oh, what you just said reminds me of the chorus of this song. And I'll say, matchmaker.
Is this the podcast? Are we started? Is this going to be in? Are we recording?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I didn't think we were gonna start like this.
Well, I could bring up a grievance.
No. Okay. I get. All right. I
What did
didn't
you have?
plan.
What did you have in mind?
What do you mean?
Do you feel like talking about something important?
I'm just hanging out. I've had 5 cups of coffee today. I
Ooh,
still can't wake up. That's a lot of coffee.
that's too much coffee, bud.
But throughout the day, it's not like it's not consecutive, but 5 cups of coffee trying to fight like that, just kind of
Yeah.
drowsy. So I'm still kind of there. So you can grievance it up. I have a grievance I could hit on, but I guess the sing talking, I'll make a grievance.
Well,
You should sing talk a little bit less.
you
But if
should sing talk a little more.
If you're going to sing talk someone, please sing talk me. Please don't go to work and just get someone like, have you ever heard that song from Wicked and just paralyze somebody for 2 minutes? Like, don't do that to people.
I really don't think I have, but if I have, it was probably with somebody else who was also doing it at the same time, who was like, I just saw this, blah, blah, blah. But speaking of coffee, I have gone like 36 or 37. I don't know how old I am. I've gone that many years without being a coffee drinker.
Yeah.
Even though I have been a barista at many points in my life or worked in that kind of zone, I've made tons of coffee. I can tell you what all these coffee drinks are and what's in them and why they're different from each other, and love the smell of coffee.
Yeah.
I'll totally light a coffee candle or just love the smell and aroma of your coffee in the morning. But in the last week and a half, I have tried to live your life.
Okay.
As like a little experiment to drink coffee in the morning. Basically don't eat any food. Work
Really?
out.
Okay.
Because I like to work out before work. But
Yeah.
the difference is
No food.
that's right.
Fasted.
This week
the
I
best.
have done like a glass of water, full glass of water, then a whole cup of coffee, then
Wait, hold on. Black coffee, or are you putting shenanigans in there?
so like I do put in 2 teaspoons of sugar and
see?
milk.
Well, that's food. You've introduced substance. Black coffee is just these dirty bean water. Like there's no.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
It's not food. It's not sugar.
I don't want to do
It's
that.
hot bean water.
Listen, I've
With
dipped my
energy.
toe after so many years, almost 40 years of living without drinking coffee on the regular.
Yeah.
I will like caveat that I will drink the occasional coffee like a treat or like socially.
Is it the taste or the way it makes you feel? Because it is, I think there are certain things that are just acquired. Like, I know guys who really like whiskey and I don't. Like, it's not, or people drink wine. I think that tastes like rotten grapes.
I don't
Coffee
like
was the
wine.
same to me too when I first started. I was just like, okay. But I didn't start drinking coffee till I was like 21 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like it at first. And I did the sugar, a lot of cream and sugar. So
It's not honestly that much sugar and that much cream. I still let it stay kind of bitter. I wouldn't say that I put any more than I would put in a cup of tea in the morning. But the biggest difference is no food.
How does it make you feel?
I don't feel as bad as I thought I would. I do get hungry, and I have had to start taking like a very light snack, like a meat stick and an applesauce to work, because we'll be sitting in like a meeting and my stomach will just go and it's so embarrassing and it's so loud and I can like feel it happening, and I'm just like holding my breath trying to like, oh my gosh, don't betray me right now, please. Because I'm so hungry.
Another
but
body
I do
betrayal.
feel it's such a body betrayal,
betrayal.
to just go like
The gurgling stomach. Yeah, there's no, you can't suck in, you can't hold it.
No, I do. I like
it.
try to pinch my belly and I try to like hold my breath, and then I take a giant like glug of water. Anywho,
The only thing you could do is very slyly blame it on someone else without saying something.
No.
Like if it happens, you just kind of glance at their belly. I've done that. You're just like, dang.
no, I don't think that would work because it's very obviously coming from me. However, that's the one downside. Otherwise, I feel pretty much like a lot of clarity.
Yeah.
I feel like I get less hungry in the morning than I would if I ate. Like when I would eat my meal prepped breakfasts, which would usually be like egg bites, I'd get to work and then maybe 10:30 I'd be like starving.
Yeah.
And really I can go until like 11 before I really feel hungry. And
That's amazing.
I was very impressed.
Yeah. So
is it the coffee or is it just the fasting? What do you think?
Well, I think you're doing it correctly. You're going in very gradually. And I've been doing the fasting thing for quite a while. I mean, what, 5 years? Something
A
like
long
that?
time.
Long time, maybe longer. And it works for me, but it was very gradual. Like I remember waiting to eat until noon or 1 was like, that was a big deal. And now if I went to 3 or even 5, it's not a problem. But the benefits, so I love working out fasted. You're literally lighter. It's like you wouldn't just like eat like a ham and cheese croissant and then get on a treadmill. Just all that ham and cheese, just like, oh, why would you do that to yourself? So if you think of it that way, like you're lighter, you're cleaner, you're fresh. If the goal is to, I think it also depends on what you're doing. Like when I lift like heavier weights, when I'm fasted, I feel like I can't get as many reps. So I do think a little bit of carbohydrates, well, this is so boring. A little bit of carbs helps when I'm lifting weights, but when I'm doing cardio, if the goal of cardio is to burn those calories, we don't want the calories being like ingested.
The
It's
cows?
calories. The cows.
I thought you were saying burn them cows.
Yeah, if you eat a cheeseburger, the cow is fighting you and it's in there. So it's like, you're trying to like digest calories as you're trying to burn them. It seems counterintuitive. So, but here's the thing. When you do it long enough, you realize breakfast is it's unnecessary. It's not the most important meal of the day. The most important meal of the day is a quality meal. That's the most important meal of the day.
I agree with that.
It doesn't really matter when it's happening. Is it like you're getting protein, maybe a little veggies, maybe a little bit of a fruit, just not in the juice form, which is a sugar bomb in your system. But here's the thing with breakfast. So 3 meals a day, now it might be the cheapest meal. Breakfast tends to be the cheapest meal. But if you eliminate that in a day, think of the financial savings per month.
Oh, dude, especially with the eggs being the prices they are. And I used to eat like 2 eggs every day.
Yeah.
Think we'd be bankrupt this week.
Yeah.
This week alone, the price of eggs would bankrupt us.
It's getting up there. It's time for chickens.
Yeah.
Maybe cows.
Oh, could we be like little homesteaders?
I don't think our HOA would appreciate that very much.
They kind of would know.
Yeah.
Especially because we're neighbors, but that's all right.
Yeah, probably not wise. So,
but I would totally in a heartbeat if you came to me one day and you're like, honey, bought you some land, got you a cow. You can pick out your chickens. I'd be like, oh, I'll marry you all over again.
I think I could do it. I would just have to change. I'd have to be okay with just being filthy and dirty and being
you would be
filthy, dirty
so
things.
dirty all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you like that life? Yeah. I don't think you would like it.
I would like the idea of it. I wouldn't like the idea of being like around like chicken and cow droppings all the time. I wouldn't like that.
No, your life would literally be poop all day.
I wouldn't. Why would you like
clean up
anybody
poop
like that?
And then take manure and all the things.
Yeah, that sounds awful. I'll stick with whatever I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good. So I've got quite a bit to talk about. But but before we get to that, some exciting news for the podcast. This is the most excited I've been. I'm a little sleepy, but this is me being excited. Very excited. We every time we do a podcast have grievances back and forth.
Yeah, with
have
each
a lot
other.
Of fun. Have a lot of fun. However, we've invited some of the listeners to submit a guest grievance if they have one, and we received our very first guest grievance. And I'm excited to hear it. I'm excited to unpack it and see if we can shed a little light, a little bit of wisdom into the situation, or just see where we stand on it and see if we can agree with anything. So
yeah, I'm excited to hear what's going on.
Yeah. Melody, do you have that? Do you have our very first guest grievance pulled up?
Yep.
Because I would love to hear it. So,
hey guys, my name is Cy, longtime listener, first time caller. I thought I'd send in a grievance to see if you two could settle a debate that my wife been having for a few years now. We call this the Great Meatball Debate. She wanted me to meal prep for a garage sale that we had coming up. I'm going to read the exact text message so there's no misinterpretation of what happened. The text message reads, I need you to put in a liner in the crock pot, mix together a jar of spaghetti sauce, a can of tomato paste, add Italian meatballs, set the crock pot on low for the day. Make sure you use the spaghetti sauce, not the pizza sauce. I interpreted that as, since I'm using a whole jar, a whole can, I should use the entire bag of meatballs. Did we have to eat meatballs for a few weeks afterwards? Yes. But based on the information that I was provided, was I correct in my assumption or was I wrong in having us eat meatballs for days? Thanks. Love the podcast. Love to hear your opinions.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Sai.
Yeah, Sai, thank you so much.
I love this so much as a meal prepper and as, a meatball fan.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, man, there's a lot to weigh in there. Like a few things.
A couple things stand out to me right off the bat. He said this is a debate they've been having for years, and yet he had the original text message.
He's held on to that. Yeah. I didn't pick up on that.
Deep inside, he feels strongly that he is right.
I really appreciate that he brought forth the evidence, because when you're repeating someone else's words, they're always it's like the telephone game. They're always going to be a little bit misinterpreted or twisted, or you're going to embellish a certain part that doesn't need to be embellished. But he brought some fact, and I have a few thoughts on this in defense of both of them, actually.
Right.
So,
okay. Let's hear it.
Yeah. First and foremost, I can totally see where he's coming from. That I need a full jar of this, and I need a full jar of that. Therefore, his brain would go to, and most likely a full bag of meatballs.
Sure.
Right?
I can see that.
Here's the other side of it. Not all meatball bags are made the same. They're not all the same pounds/ounces. I recently had to buy meatballs for a party, and I couldn't find them. Went to like Trader Joe's. They had these little dinkus bags. There's like 6 meatballs in there. They're probably good, but there was nothing there. I ended up going to like, I don't know, Costco or something. I got I think we still have a half a bag of meatballs.
We ate meatballs for a very long time.
We got plenty.
We had a whole cow's worth of meatballs.
So there's a little bit of fault on him. Sorry, Sai. That he did not clarify. He could have reached out to his wife and he said, "Hey, I have a 16-ounce bag of meatballs. Is that the right amount, or should I put the whole bag in?" He could have done that. Now, there's a fault I picked up on his wife's side, and that is that she had to specify that he did not mess up the sauce. She's like, put like spaghetti sauce and tomato paste, but don't use the pizza sauce. So she's already has concerns that his brain would take him to a place outside of the instructions of the text that he might mess up. So she already had a little bit of concern to think, hey, make sure you get this right sauce. But she didn't take it a step further and be like, I didn't tell him the amount of meatballs. And I think that's on her.
Okay, so this goes to a big trend I'm seeing online where people are talking about the mental load that people in relationships go through when one person is thinking all of the details through and passing that along to the other person. So I can tell she thought through the details, like you said, difference between marinara and spaghetti sauce. I am sitting here wondering, what is the difference?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I know tomato paste, it looks...
Tomato paste is very thick, and it's like concentrated thick tomato by itself, I think, maybe with a little sugar. I don't know the difference. Maybe the texture is different, but like, would it really matter?
I think he said a meatball? Spaghetti sauce
versus
and
marinara sauce. No, marinara.
He said marinara?
I feel like he did. Anyway, I was thinking, what is the difference? Because they're both tomatoey.
Is it? I would guess either a consistency or probably an amount of sugar. I could see sweetness. I could see pizza sauce. You usually
being sweeter
because when you watch people make
balances
pizza,
with the savory
they
of
put
the
the little
meat.
spoon, then they do the swirl, and when you look at it, you're always like, I don't think that's enough sauce. But usually when you're eating it, you're like, no, that hit it, just because of the.
Also, I have a really big question. Like, why are they meal prepping for a garage sale?
That's who brings?
I'm so
meatballs?
Curious if this was like they knew they were going to be busy at this garage sale all day, so like I'm going to meal prep so I don't have to cook after the garage sale because that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Or are they meal prepping to like have meatballs on offer at their garage sale? And if so, I will go to that garage sale.
It's a garage sale. You're there to make money.
It's like, honestly, they've turned their garage sale into a Costco.
It's a meat market. Are they selling meatballs?
It's like, here's your taste station. Come on
meatball.
over for a taste station of the meat. Because I have sold like water, or like the kids will sell treats at garage sales sometimes. Meatballs might be where it's at. Like a fall garage sale with a meatball.
The toothpick.
Dude, exactly.
That's a great... Now,
and it's a walkable snack.
I don't believe that they specified that it was their garage sale. What if they're just going garage sailing and it's like an all-day thing?
Car crock-potting garage sale food?
And they need to... Meatball energy.
Sustenance.
Meatball sustenance. Meatball energy. And they need to pop a ball before they go into the... Like, he didn't say it was their garage sale. I'm just assuming...
That is such a good point.
Yeah. And now that I think about the crock-pot situation, she, again, didn't trust him to just make the meatballs. She said, don't forget the liner. So
right.
she's
well,
already...
that's also to keep it clean.
Well, I know what it's for. I'm just saying she didn't trust that he would automatically know, hey, when you're making messy meatballs, use a liner.
Yeah.
Also, hey, bro, don't use the pizza sauce, but didn't think enough to be like, and also don't use the whole bag of meatballs.
I will say I'm kind of on Sai's side with this one because he was following instruction. And if the meatballs all fit in the crock pot, what's he to think?
It is true.
Also,
yeah.
The meatballs didn't have to be eaten. They could have been frozen. Do you know what I mean? Like meatballs come pre-cooked, frozen from the store. Yeah. So if it's just sauced, just pop the balls with the sauce in the bag and then throw it in the freezer again.
But she didn't say that. He's following directions.
But I'm just saying, like, even if he made more than they needed to eat, they could have just frozen it again.
Mm-hmm.
I think I land on his side because he was following direction, and if there wasn't clarity and he made a judgment call, I think in that moment you can't the argument's out of the court. He made a judgment call with the lack of clarity.
At that point, you got to eat the meatballs. And just say, I think she should have said, dude, you put too many meatballs in there.
I mean, just laugh about it.
But next time, I will specify the amount of meatballs. So I think we
feel
have to
badly
go
also
one.
Were they not sauced enough? If the ratio she intended was to have a whole bag of meatballs, perhaps she would have used more sauce.
Yeah. Oh, improper.
Do you know what I mean?
Improper ratio.
Dude, the ratio of sauce to ball needs to be...
Yeah. Dry meatballs. That's no good. Yeah. Well, I don't know that we can...
Do you know what? This really reminds me of an argument we had once.
Okay.
Sometimes in an argument like this at a grievance, both people are wrong and you just have to laugh, live, and learn whatever those, grandma signs are.
There's some wisdom there.
Okay, because when we were first married, I was very self-righteous and took an argument that you and I had to my grandparents.
How dare you?
And I was basically airing my grievance to them and letting them sit in judgment over us to see who was right and who was wrong. And I did not include your presence for this.
No.
And you probably don't even remember.
I don't remember.
When we lived in our first apartment and we had the coin-op laundry that we shared with the other two tenants of the triplex.
Oh, yeah.
That was rough.
Yeah, other people's stuff. Oh, I haven't even thought about that.
Oh my gosh.
Their laundry
when you would just open the thing and be like, oh, that's someone else's underwear. I'll come back.
Oh, yeah.
It's like walking in on someone in the bathroom a little bit when you open into someone else's clothes.
But even after they run their load and you don't know the level of dirt saturation or what was on their clothing. You almost want to run a bare bleach cycle before you
wash the drum.
Yeah, I forgot that we did
that. So we lived in the apartment. We had the coin-op laundry that we shared with the other tenants. And one time I'm pulling all the laundry out of the dryer, bring it in the house. And there's these weird crease stains in patches all over the clothes. What was it?
I don't remember.
Chapstick.
Oh, oops.
A tube of chapstick got stuck in the wash.
I used to always
from your pants.
Pocket. Yeah.
And it melted in the dryer and all of the oil from the chapstick got all over your clothes and my clothes probably too.
Yeah.
And it was disappointing.
And you talked to your grandparents about chapstick stains?
Because I think that you were you should have checked the pockets before you did the laundry. And I said to you, you should have emptied your pockets before you put it in the laundry basket. And so I kind of went to Barbara and Roy to the eternal wisdom.
Yeah.
And sat in the living room and I was like, so who's wrong? And I was ready for them to be like, oh, Joe, what a fella. And my grandma was like, well, he's wrong for not emptying his pockets and you're wrong for not checking them.
Ooh,
and I was just
man, the burn of the wisdom of a grandparent.
So I feel like this wisdom applies to Sai and his wife's situation. She's wrong for not specifying and he's wrong for not asking for clarity.
Yeah. Yeah, you live and learn, and you have to move
And
forward.
then you have to
and
eat
just be better.
a boatload
You
of
gotta eat.
meatballs.
There are worse things in this world than just
Yeah.
eating leftover meatballs.
How many dishes could you make meatballs into leftovers
I
with?
feel like there's spaghetti and buy them and solo.
Well,
What
you could
else do you
do like
put 'em in?
meatball subs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You could probably do them like baked ziti. You could do that.
That could be pretty good.
You could get creative.
Yeah. You don't
But
want to put
not
them on a
that
salad.
That creative.
Just a sloppy meatball on a salad. I don't think that would be very
Ew,
good.
like a hot meatball with marinara sauce into a salad?
Or pizza sauce, whatever the difference is.
What if you like cut meatballs into the shapes of pepperonis and then you made them into a homemade pizza and that was your...
That would be delicious, actually.
That would be really good.
Yeah, because my only issue with the meatball is it's too much at one time. But if you chopped it and finally spread it,
that would be good.
Yeah.
It's basically like hard packed ground beef.
It's sugary, tomatoey ground beef.
I know.
It's not that great.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that.
Yes.
Sai.
Hey, thank you so much. And for any of you who would like to settle this debate and this grievance, which I just imagined that they had this discussion and they're just like, Joe and Kate are right. We need to move on. And then she's like, let me see the phone. And he hands it over. And she's like, let's delete this text message together so you never have to look at it, right?
Hold your hands.
Yeah.
Light a candle and let it go.
And let's move on.
Let's move on.
Yeah. And as they hit delete, thank you, Joe and Kate.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For saving our marriage. But we would love to hear more grievances. So
we would love it.
Shoot us an email. The thing will be in the video or the description or something.
Yeah, we'll
whatever
drop it
kind
in.
of podcast magic we can work.
Yep.
An email,
picklepod@gmail.com. I have it memorized now.
And if you're too nervous to go on video, just write us a little letter.
Yeah, not video, audio.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But your audio will be on video.
We don't want to put everyone's mug on there. We'll keep it a little anonymous. First name.
Yeah, it's just
and,
me.
And we'll settle it. Yeah. So I do, I have a topic I wanted to bring up, and I definitely, I have to know what your thoughts are on this.
Okay.
Kate.
That's my name. Ish.
Does the first kiss in a relationship matter?
I reject the fact that you're doing this right now because we made a pact that this would never be spoken, and you've already broken that pact by telling our oldest daughter. And I'm speechless.
I don't know why you're thinking that I'm talking about you or us. I ask a question. Do you think in a relationship that the first kiss matters? Does it make any difference?
I mean, it can. It definitely can.
How so?
Well, I had a boyfriend in high school, and I remember our first kiss, and it had all the potential to be very romantic, but I just didn't enjoy it.
Okay.
And then I had maybe it's me. Oh, is it me?
I'm just trying to have
because our first kiss was so awkward.
Oh, I don't remember. Maybe what are you talking about? Maybe say more. I don't remember our first kiss. I can't recall at the moment. Was it romantic as well?
It was not.
Okay, what happened? Was it my fault?
Okay, you know what? It was your fault, actually.
Okay.
It was your fault.
Okay.
Because you started the illegal fire that choked me.
Was that illegal?
During our first kiss, I was choked to death, smoked out by your illegal fire.
Oh gosh, I didn't even think about that when I brought up this topic. But now that you have said something, I would love to talk about that. So we're on a beach in California, lived there, had a fire, maybe illegally.
No, it was because a trooper, like a CP, Cal State, whatever, came up and was like,
guys.
Hey, this is illegal. You got to move 40 feet down the beach.
What a hater. It's sand. It's the ocean. Can't have a little fire.
It was an illegal fire.
Yeah. So, So I think I did my part. We had sunset.
It was beautiful.
West Coast. Carmel by the Sea. Absolutely gorgeous.
Amazing.
A blanket, I'm sure. Right? We
maybe.
Probably weren't just
I don't remember
sand.
that, but maybe.
Yeah. Let's pretend. A long time
ago.
ago.
We'll just say
16, 17 years ago. I don't remember. But I do remember this part. Not a lot of people around. Just it's such a nice evening. And I was like, let's start a little fire. Let's start a slight illegal fire.
Tell the people what you used as firewood.
I don't remember.
You used one of those Duraflame logs.
Wait. Wait, really? Those things like
You just like
a
unwrapped
fireplace?
it.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know a lot about illegal
You
beach
unwrapped
fires.
it and then you let the paper burn.
Was it my fault?
And then you lit the Duraflame
Okay.
log just on the
On the
sand.
beach. I lit a Duraf. I genuinely did not remember that part. I lit
Yeah.
it, so it's my fault. Lit a Duraflame log, and Kate and I, young in love, on our way to, getting married. We're thinking about it. And I knew this was my moment, the first kiss. And I've set up everything. Like in my
You
head, I was
did.
like, this is going to be a really nice, this
Mhm.
is like picturesque, like movie scene.
It is.
The sun going down over the ocean, illegal Duraflame fire. And I'm sure I initiated it, went in for the kiss. It might have lasted 3 seconds.
It was a
2
really nice
seconds.
kiss. It had a lot of potential. There was sparks flying, and those sparks lit an illegal fire that
And
choked me to death.
All of a sudden, very early into the kiss, you start gagging. And it's like, I was concerned. And the whole time you were kissing the Duraflame log, the packaging, you were just inhaling it. How did I not get it, though? I must have been holding my breath, like nervous or something. But I
Maybe.
lost you, and I was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? But it went on for a while. You couldn't even speak. Your eyes are watering.
Oh, I was dying.
Yeah, it was,
Like as if I was allergic to you or
Yeah.
something. And it was so awful.
Mhm.
And then we laughed so hard. And then you promised me you would never tell anyone about it. And you told our kid.
Don't remember that.
And then now we've told everyone.
Yeah.
It's okay. It was like almost 20 years ago.
But now that it's out, though, it's not a big deal.
No.
Right?
We've survived.
So here's the thing. I think the first kiss does matter. And it's how you react when it goes poorly.
Yeah.
And that could have been the end of the date. That could have been like, it's not meant to be, or that
Mhm.
was really just bad. I could have been like, dude, this chick's weird. Like, what is going on? You don't know how to breathe. Like, it's just fire. You've never been around fire. But
It was like full on Venables.
But
just like
we
nothing.
had a great,
That's what we call chemicals in this household, by the way.
okay, little side note.
Side note for the listener.
Okay, we won't even say why. We're
Yeah,
just going to
well,
move on.
Keep going.
Yeah, that popped in my head, and I was just curious if you
Oh.
feel like those first kiss.
Now that we've like talked it through, though, it's sort of just like the most beautiful metaphor for the way our relationship has gone.
Mm,
Like unexpected, random things happen through the
Yeah.
entire time we've been married, and yet we laugh our way through it. We stick
Have to.
together. I mean, just it's just that's how it's been. Smoke will get in your eyes. You'll cry. You'll cough. And at the end of the day, we're there for each other
yeah,
and we laugh through it.
but you've always taken these what should be semi-serious or formal moments and brought a little joy, a little
Oh.
laughter. Yeah.
Thanks, bud. Or embarrassment.
Well, there was that one time when we were at
No, I was going to talk about that today.
Pebble Beach. No, you weren't.
I was.
Oh, are
okay,
you for
okay.
real?
So listen, this memory, you know how your brain just like plays your most embarrassing moments sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay, I was in a work meeting and it was very serious and I'm trying to take notes and somebody mentioned at the other end of the table, oh, I just got my tax return back. And my eye went, because I have done our taxes for years and years and years and it's my least favorite thing to do. And I just kind of like rip the Band-Aid off, get her done, whatever. And last year was especially tricky because taxes are complicated when you sell houses and buy houses, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so then my brain skips back almost 20 years to the moment, the culminating moment of me finishing up temping with and we were leaving this beautiful, beautiful dinner
Yeah.
that we had at Pebble Beach. I forget the restaurant name.
I don't know.
It was so beautiful, fancy, way out of our league. And
Oh yeah, we were little
I was a
fellas.
temp.
We
They
were
did
like,
not have to include
no.
me.
we were like coin laundry operating in our 20s.
I got that
single
job.
income, like
Okay,
it was-
listen,
yeah.
as an elder millennial, I only got that temp job because a friend worked there and I had been laid off by my job because of the Great Recession. So like I am bottom of the like I am the
Yeah.
lowest rung on the ladder, and they were so kind to include me plus you
In a
at
very
this
fancy,
beautiful
very
beautiful
nice
dinner in Pebble Beach. They picked us up in the limo. They're going to take us home in the limo. It was a great experience.
It was.
And I doubt that I was like adding to the conversation at all.
No, but
in any quality way.
The meal was fine. Like, I think we had a great
I had
time.
Ossobuco,
So
I remember that.
We are exiting Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
Super fine dining. The limo is waiting.
Mm-hmm.
The staff is opening the doors to us. There's other people in beautiful like gowns and
Oh
suits.
yeah, we were
walking
dressed up
in.
real nice.
Yep.
Gorgeous evening.
And then you were like, I think I'll just
fall over.
make this memorable.
Oh, it was so
And
embarrassing.
it wasn't my most bright moment because I
don't remember what you did because it was so like
I was so embarrassed. I kind of walked away from it. It took me a second to come get you because you fell so hard. And it was so embarrassing. And I was already like I'm so introverted, just so uncomfortable. I didn't know any of these people.
No,
those are the
you
worst.
never worked with them.
It's so stuffy. It's not like we're at a barbecue just having fun. And so I was like, hey, Joe, nice to meet you. Here's a brat. Like, that's fine. This is like stuffy.
Yeah.
And we're walking out. We already do not deserve to be there.
Oh my gosh, no.
And then you just eat it. And I think I just like kept walking a few steps because I was like, I can't with this right now.
I biffed it right on the curb.
Wait, this is my wife. Like,
because listen, I'm wearing high heels, which is like at that point in my life,
yeah,
not wisdom. And then the curb is a fancy curb at this beautiful Pebble Beach restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like sloped.
Yes.
And so I am taking a step in the high heel thinking that I'm stepping into the same level of surface. Yeah. And I just ate it right there in front of everyone. They probably saw like my skirt, like they probably saw more than they bargained for.
Man.
And
wait, this wasn't the same. Was this the same evening that they dropped? Oh, it's so embarrassing.
Okay, so then it gets better.
This.
We have to go for like probably a 25-minute limo ride for them to drop us off
after the fall
in the limo with them. It's not like we all had our own limos and it's like, oh, this limo takes you home. We're all in the same limo, like a bunch of high school kids going to prom. And they drop us off first because we were the closest. And it's dark and the limo's really tinted, so I couldn't see anything.
We just get out.
And the driver had the address that they were supposed to drop us off at. So he stops. He's like, here you go, guys. And I was like, thank you.
And we look around.
I'm so embarrassed. And we get out of the limo.
Wrong house. Not even close.
I'm like, so we get out of the limo and we're like in the street and he gets out on the, we get out to the sidewalk and we're looking and we're like, this is definitely not the street. And I don't know exactly what street this is off the top of my head, but we just looked at each other and we're like, we're going to pretend. So the limo just
waited. Why didn't they just go?
Why didn't they leave?
Yeah.
We literally had to walk the sidewalk up to the door
a house
and
then act like we're small talking and like
I'm looking for the keys in my bag. Mm-hmm. I'm like, here, hold this. Let me look.
And the limo driver's like, no, this is policy. We wait till our customers
and then I was kind of like, door. Bye guys, thank you.
Yep.
This purse is really big, like Mary Poppins. I'm gonna pull a lamp.
And after what seemed like forever, they drove off, and then we just had to wait, make sure the coast was clear, and then we just had to walk of shame a few blocks after. Wow, what a night!
That was.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I never thought about that.
No, but I really was going to talk about that tonight because of the tax thing. Like I brought it up.
That's funny. I haven't thought about that meal in a very long time.
I do know I ate ossobuco and it was delicious.
Yeah. I don't really know what that is.
It's like, I think some kind of beef bone.
Okay.
Is it a tailbone or an ox bone? No. Oxtail bone, and then you eat the marrow out and it was very buttery.
I did eat oxtail soup at my buddy's house.
Oh, yeah.
And they always made really good food.
I bet.
Filipino family just made awesome, like lumpia, like awesome food. But one day they were like, oxtail soup.
Yum.
I was like, what? You know what I mean? Who would ever look at an ox and be like, I want that part? But they did it and they chopped it up and it was very good. But I got extremely ill afterwards. So
shoot,
it could have just been coincidence.
I ate some very adventurous food in the Philippines and I did not get ill afterwards. And it was, I was grateful.
Yeah.
Well, I had balut.
I think next episode we need to talk about balut. But we're somehow out of time.
Oh my gosh.
That went really fast.
I'll try not to fall and embarrass us anymore in my life.
You know
I haven't in a long time.
Listen, I don't get as embarrassed by that type of stuff. I find great humor, and like if that happened today,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be embarrassed. I would have a moment. I'd probably laugh for just a second and be like, "Oh, honey." Well, it depends. If you ate it like hard and it hurt, there's no laughter. I would scoop you up and it would be fine. But if you just did a slow slide down, I'd find humor and then I would laugh at that the entire limo home. Now, if we got out and we're confused, I probably would still wait and pretend to go on that, because you can't get back in the limo.
Yes.
It embarrasses the driver. You've already said your byes. You've
It's
already,
so awkward.
What a great night. Even though everyone's like, yeah, but remember when you fell? We're never bringing you to this again.
Well, because you know that they're already doing the debrief of the night without you.
And you're a temp. You were the temp.
And I was the temp.
Like, the temp embarrassed us at like the
I
nicest
probably
country
am
club.
A story that they have told over the years. Like, hey, remember that temp we took?
Hilarious.
She like fell. They probably thought I was drunk, even though I didn't like wine. So I kind of sipped the fancy wines that they gave me all night long, but like I didn't really like it. So I didn't barely drink it. I'm just clumsy.
Yeah.
I felt, it's one of those things you just laugh at in life.
You gotta own it. Yeah. Just like the first kiss. Own it. Laugh about it.
That's right.
Move on with life.
I love you.
So, hey, I love you too.
See you later.
This was fun. Yep. I'll see you. See you guys.